What we know about the archaeological past in the vicinity of Lake Delhi is the result of limited investigations conducted prior to extreme weather events in 2008 and 2010, and more extensive survey and testing in the aftermath of these natural disasters. The Lake Delhi Dam and Powerhouse were constructed in the late 1920s, long before legislation that established concerns for identifying cultural resources or required mitigation for potential damage to those resources. When the dam created the lake, an unknown number of archaeological sites were left undiscovered on or below the lake bottom and subjected to decades of wave action and erosion. In 1966, the National Historic Preservation Act, federal legislation commonly known as Section 106, was enacted. This created a process for identification and evaluation of cultural resources of significance in American history, including archaeological sites. Section 106 investigations are routinely conducted prior to federally funded or permitted ground-disturbing infrastructure projects like roads, sewage lagoons, cell towers, and dams. Professional archaeological survey for compliance with Section 106 commenced in the general Lake Delhi vicinity in the 1990s, and archaeologists identified numerous artifact scatters at sites related to the ancestors of Native Americans on upland summits around the area. Few of these sites yielded temporally diagnostic artifacts, but archaeologists did identify pottery from the Middle Woodland period, stone tools from the Archaic and Woodland periods, and a small triangular projectile point typically associated with the late pre-contact time period. A Woodland period cemetery with conical and linear mounds is located on a high terrace above the river. Starting in 2004, the Lake Delhi Recreation Association, also known as the LDRA, initiated a plan for an extensive multi-year dredging program to deepen the channel of Lake Delhi, which had progressively silted in during the decades since the dam was constructed. Extreme flooding in 2008 worsened siltation issues, adding significant additional new sediments into the lake. The flooding also damaged one of the 3 floodgate control structures on the dam. The combined Lake Delhi Recreational Facility and Water Quality District applied for FEMA assistance to mitigate the effects of this disaster. Bureaucratic confusion and miscommunication, later determined not initiated with willful intent to avoid compliance with Section 106, resulted in partial construction of an extensive dredge containment facility northeast of the lake prior to Section 106 required archaeological survey. Follow-up investigation was completed just 2 weeks prior to the disastrous July 2010 storm event that resulted in destruction of the dam. The Dredge Containment Area Survey discovered 4 archaeological sites, 13 DW 118 through 121. 3 were identified as potentially eligible for the National Register of Historic Places, and avoidance or eligibility testing was recommended. All 4 became subject of a creative mitigation solution negotiated in 2020 to close out FEMA's 2008 disaster recovery compliance. In 2010, a new application to FEMA for assistance to replace the destroyed dam was filed by the district. Section 106 archaeological survey and limited site testing investigations were conducted as part of an ongoing effort to rebuild the Lake Delhi Dam and restore the lake to its previous level. The Louis Berger Group identified 15 archaeological sites within the lakebed, which was exposed after the breach. 9 of these are pre-contact in age, 2 date to the 19th century, including remnants of the town of Hartwick, and 4 yielded evidence of both ancestral Native American and non-Indigenous occupations. For the wider region beyond the Lake Delhi Dam and impoundment, the consultant examined the Iowa site file records for archaeological sites located within an approximate 1-mile radius of the lake. This resulted in identification of 30 previously recorded archaeological sites, testimony to the rich archaeological history of the area. Section 106 consultation associated with the Lake Delhi Dam replacement terminated after the district declined federal assistance and created a public-private partnership which successfully raised the needed funds to replace the dam and restore the lake. The recorded archaeological sites remain intact for the present beneath the lake.